Hallo allerseits, herzlich willkommen zu Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments auf der Nintendo Switch. Im Gedenken an die himmlischen 100 der Ukraine. Der schwarze Peter. Jedes Mal, wenn Sie einen neuen Hinweis finden, wird das Deduktionssymbol angezeigt. Zeigt an, dass einige Ihrer Hinweise eine wichtige Herleitung ergeben, somit Ihre Ermittlungen voranbringen könnten. Okay. So, schauen wir mal. Ladezeitenmäßig. Das ist ein Unreal Engine Spiel. Somit können wir ziemlich sicher sein, dass es cool aussieht. Wenn es denn auch noch gut läuft.
Holmes.
Wir können hier beim Sofa in Deckung gehen. Ja, das ist auch die einzige Möglichkeit.
Holmes, will you stop that?
Die nächste Möglichkeit ist eigentlich nur der Tisch.
You are utterly mad.
Na. Also grafisch sieht schon richtig cool aus.
Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Öffnen Sie mit der X-Taste Ihr Notizbuch und erhalten Sie einen Überblick über den Stand der Ermittlungen, Aufgabenbeweise und so weiter. Okay. Aha, das ist die Karte. Aufgaben. Untersuchen Sie den Mord an Peter Carey, sehen Sie sich den Tatort in Woodman's Lee an. Suchen Sie einen Anzug aus Ihrem Kleiderschrank aus, treffen Sie dann Lestrade in Woodman's Lee. Souvenirs, Echos, Charakterporträts, okay. Was ist das für ein Symbol?
What a mess! What a terrible mess!
Okay, wir suchen einen Anzug. Das ist Watsons Zimmer, das hilft uns nichts.
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Zeitungen.
My archive. I can always
So. Was haben wir hier? Schminktisch. Ein Schminktisch. Okay. Oh Mann, okay. Und im Kleiderschrank können wir jetzt uns einen Anzug, den dunklen Anzug, grüner Anzug, grauer, heller, den dunklen Anzug nehmen wir uns. Jawohl. So. Und dann begeben wir uns zu dieser Tür. Und zu Woodman's Lee. War das jetzt so? Ne, nö, das kann ja auch keine Überbrückung eines, also ein Ladebildschirm sein. Weil jetzt lädt der erst wieder. Okay, wir sind hier.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Okay.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Okay. Ah, das ist cool, wenn was untersucht ist oder wenn was schon erledigt ist, dann wird's grün.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, dann quetschen wir sie mal aus. Aha. Wie? Ah, da können wir uns Sachen ansehen. Aha. Katholischer Rosenkranz. Gartenhandschuhe. Haubenmeise. Und Nistkasten.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open. But I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Gärtner.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Ah, Mist, der Mörder ist nämlich immer der Gärtner. Und wenn das der Mann aber selber ist, na, wird schwierig.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Beweise durchsuchen. Gepflegter Garten. Profil des Opfers.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Ja, wir sind gut.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Mr. Holmes?
So.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Dann wird es
Mr.
wohl
Holmes?
ernst.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, Good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Aha. Konzentrieren Sie sich darauf, Details aufzuspüren, die anderen Personen entgehen könnten. Kratzer, ja.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Trotzdem schauen wir mal rein, oder?
What a terrible way to die. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Gegenstand von Interesse.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
So, also eine Kiste ist weggekommen.
Whales. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Nö.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
So, hier unten gibt es trotzdem noch was. Können wir das nicht öffnen? Ne, sieht nicht so aus, als könnten wir hier was damit anstellen. So.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Was liegt am Tisch?
Someone drank from this glass recently.
2 Gläser, interessant.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Drehen und bewegen Sie die Elemente, um ein klares Bild über Ihre Assoziationen zu diesem Aroma zu erhalten. Ach so, das gesamte Bild. So. Hier wird's was, oder? Ah, jetzt. Nicht? Ich würde so sagen eigentlich. Oh. Das müssen wir auch noch bewegen. Das macht das Ganze ja noch schwieriger.
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Aber nicht nur er. Hier bei der Blutlache haben wir noch irgendwas vergessen. Eben beim Notizbuch, da fehlt noch was. Bloß was? Ah,
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
nun gut. Jetzt haben wir mal eine grobe Übersicht über den Tatort. Wenn Sie 2 Hinweise finden, die miteinander in Verbindung stehen, entsteht daraus eine Herleitung. Rote Farbe zeigt an, dass die jeweiligen Hinweise nicht zusammenpassen. Ah, hier haben wir eben ein paar Wörter. So. Einbruchsversuche und Notizbuch. heute gilt es, sich auf die Lauer zu legen, um zu sehen, ob der Einbrecher einen weiteren Versuch wagen wird.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Ja, da wollte er offensichtlich das Notizbuch wiederfinden. Auf jeden Fall brauchen wir einen Platz, wo wir uns verstecken können, wo wir ihm zusehen können. Das wäre eigentlich fein, aber... Schauen wir mal, ob das auch irgendwie hervorgehoben wird. Nö, sieht nicht so aus. Was wäre ein gutes Versteck? Hier dahinter? Nö. Vielleicht hier drin? Nö, ich weiß nicht. Hinter der Hütte? Ein guter Platz wäre trotzdem in der Nähe. Oder wir bleiben hier drin.
The ship's lock.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Können wir uns hier drin... Nö. Schade. Da wäre doch ein cooler Platz, oder? Hinter dem Baum. Ich würde trotzdem oben sagen. Schuhabdrücke.
These boots don't match the footprints. These footprints appear to be quite large.
Da brauchen wir einen Gegenstand, okay. So, gehen wir das nochmal so durch. Aber er will eine Sichtverbindung haben. Das heißt, hinter der Hütte ist es sowieso keine gute Idee. Oh, was war hier? Da war doch was, oder? Ach so, das waren die Kratzer. Genau. Dann wäre der nächstbeste Platz vielleicht wirklich hier. hier. Und das lässt er auch leider nicht zu. Aha, mit A kann ich hier in einen First-Person-Mode umschalten. Das ist auch cool. Welchen Gegenstand könnte der verlangen? Brauchen wir noch weitere Schuhe?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Ja, da sind sie eben nicht. Das ist ja das Problem. So, wir haben hier ein paar Beweise. Suchen Sie sich ein Versteck. Wir brauchen ein Versteck.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Doch, hinter Carys Hütte. Da war ich gar nicht so schlecht dabei. Ah,
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
ja klar, da können wir jetzt hinschauen, wenn die Tür geöffnet wird, wer reingeht. Und dann müssen wir nur noch hoffen, dass er kommt.
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net.
Mr. Holmes?
So, da ist er. Unser geheimnisvoller Mann. Bin gespannt, ob
All
die...
right, my fine fellow.
Oh.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but I... Yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough! You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Das dürfte wohl sein Notizbuch sein, aber er dürfte es nicht gewesen sein. Aha. Auf zu Scotland Yard. Das ist ziemlich interessant.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Gut, dann suchen wir mal die Asservatenkammer.
Mr. Holmes?
Na bitte.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what? A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Aha.
From R. Dawson. To my friend and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N.
So, wir haben jetzt den Ring. Erfragen. Na dann verhören wir ihn noch. Da wartet er schon auf uns.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Okay.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, Did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Schauen wir uns ihn nochmal an. Genauer. Eine schäbige Mütze, okay. Flicken. Teurer Stoff. Narben. Hornhaut. Kurze Ärmel. Dünner Hals.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Hat schon immer mir gehört. Oh.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Nö. Was will der von mir?
The police seized...
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me. I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
So.
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Meinem Freund und Partner. Ich habe echt keine Ahnung.
So, Mr.
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
Okay, wir können wieder Sachen kombinieren. Die Einbruchsversuche fanden statt, um das Notizbuch wiederzuholen, das im Blut des Opfers lag. Das könnte bedeuten, dass die Person, die diese Einbruchsversuche unternommen hat, auch der gesuchte Mörder ist. Ja, oder auch nicht so richtig. Die fehlende Blechkiste. Wir müssen herausfinden, ob eine wenig begabte und untrainierte Person eine Harpune so werfen kann, dass sie damit einen Menschen an einer Wand aufspießt.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Okay, jetzt müssen wir ein Experiment vorbereiten, wo wir selbst Harpunen werfen. Das ist ja cool. Okay, ich würde sagen, das war's für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.